Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is.
Dude.
That's a good bass.
Nice. Oh yeah.
One thing I really love about fishing in Florida, and especially Kissimmee, is it has the world's most tame alligators. That was cool. I love getting up, up close and personal. Not too close, but up
I
close
wanted
and
to see
personal.
you wrestle one. You've been talking all this game.
I should have just jumped him, man. That's a giant pickerel.
Oh. There he is.
Oh, good one,
Giant,
dude.
giant. Get him, get him, get him, get him.
My will divine there took everything to find it. Sweetwater, follow me. I've been through the fires. I crawled under the wires. Come on, Sweetwater. Been dry such a long time. Come on, Sweetwater, follow me.
Legendary Lake Kissimmee. This lake is known for big bass and some of the best wildlife experiences out there. I can't wait to get out there, and I know we're gonna catch some big fish.
I might even wrestle a gator.
That's all you.
Camp Mac at Lake Kissimmee is such a cool setting to go fishing. Coming through there, pulling through camp, and you got all the old men out there sitting around the campfire talking about fishing, telling lies.
It's surreal. I love that place. I mean, it's old world Florida. You've got the big oak trees, just mangled mess. It's real dark underneath that canopy. You've got the Spanish moss, and you've got the canal right there. It's right on the water. It's one of my favorite destinations in Central Florida.
And it's built for an angler, a serious angler, to come, pull up, put the boat in the water, and go catch some fish.
And we went straight to the water. As soon as we got there, we put the boat in. We were stoked because this is one of my home lakes, and I knew the fishing was going to be great.
Yeah, luckily it was one I've fished before too, and I was ready to learn some of your secret spots so I can put them to use in tournaments.
Well, I didn't give all the secrets away.
I knew you'd do that to me.
But right off the bat, we ended up going to one of my favorite stretches, and it was on fire. As soon as we got there, we knew it. We looked at it, and we both looked at each other, and we're like, the grass is perfect here.
You can see where there's some mats starting to form up there.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
It's better than that. What you gonna start out with?
Probably gonna throw this this grass pickers.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Little swim bait action.
Ooh, this is looking good, man.
Yep.
These trash mats, I'm already seeing it. Already seeing it. I love fishing these grass flats. You've got so many different ways to approach it.
I'm hoping we see some gators today.
Oh, we will, man. There's a bunch of them in here.
That's one thing I love about Florida is all the wildlife, man. I just grew up, fishing so much, and we learned to love and appreciate nature.
Yeah.
And seeing all those, gators, snakes, birds everywhere, eagles.
It's a
just
diverse state.
And then catching a bass out of the middle of them. Your Black Panther jump from the dock to the boat. I know you were imitating a Florida panther.
That was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Look at the inhanga in the grass there.
There's a weird bird in the grass. Cool. What's he called?
Inhanga.
Huh.
Snake bird, water turkey.
Okay, oh, yeah. How do you know all the scientific names?
I don't know the scientific name.
You said
that would be in Latin. Inhanga. Inhanga. Remember the first time I weaved in and out of a pad field? Oh!
Yeah, dude.
Fish number
He's
one.
going nuts. That's so crazy because you already flipped right in there. Hey, he's not big, but it's fish number one.
That's awesome.
That was cool. It's a good bite. The funny thing is you had just flipped in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had flipped in that same exact spot too. Let me get him away from the mat where I can release him. That pop technique works so good, popping that hook out. Sweet. Florida bass. Number one, Lake Kissimmee. Thank you, fish.
Good job, Joey.
Good way to start.
How did he hit? Did he hit on the fall or?
Yeah, I had hopped it twice. I let it fall back down and he thumped it right near the bottom actually.
Nice.
He's probably sitting there watching it hop up and down, and he saw that thing one too many times and decided to react.
Oh, oh.
Oh. He's mean, he's mean.
Sweetwater is brought to you by Yeti Coolers, built for the wild, Buff, and Costa.
There he is.
Oh, oh.
Oh. He's mean.
They might like the turbo craws this morning.
Yeah, dude, they're chomping it.
I'm using the punch craws and
Yeah, they're eating it too, I mean.
yeah.
There we go. Another
Good one.
little Florida bass. Release you back to your mat. Oh. I always keep my finger on the line when I'm doing this, you know. I felt that bite so obvious, man, with that braid.
Yeah.
Just boom, like a lightning bolt hit the tip of my fishing rod. There's one little section of them I'd like to try later.
Okay.
After we hit all this stuff. Oh no, I saw him run out too.
Miss.
Misfire.
Strike and a miss. They're chomping though.
Yeah, they're biting.
There he is.
That one didn't miss. Gosh, dude, he hit it immediately. That was awesome. That was so cool. He's mean too.
Oh man, these fish are so much fun.
Dude, you knew you were gonna get bit and he hit it on the initial drop. That was so cool. Healthy fish.
They're all just so beautiful. And you
That's
can tell
awesome.
most of these are probably males. We've probably got a spawn coming up.
Yep.
And these
Also,
males
just
have
busted behind you.
nice. Throw
Oh,
that
man.
grass kickers at them.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Man, I love catching these fish in the grass.
Oh yeah.
Bye, buddy. Get back in there.
Cool.
He'll bite another day.
Yep. He'll just be a little smarter next time, but he'll bite again someday.
Oh, we'll fool him.
We'll fool him later today when we come back through.
These turbo craws will fool him.
Yep.
Can't resist it.
Ooh, this looks so good. This wind is actually what's building these mats, you know?
Yeah.
Got all this dead grass.
Yeah, the boats and the coots are all tearing it up.
And the
And
sprayers.
it's just, that's the cool thing, you know, you find a area that's the prevailing wind is blowing into.
Yep.
And you can find these trash mats, these junk mats that just have all kinds of different floating vegetation piled into them.
You know, when you fish a Florida lake and a lot of grass lakes, you get this vision in your head of what to look for, and you can see the grass mats just blown up along the cattails and the tules and all that, and it was asking to be punched. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we knew as soon as we rolled in there, we were gonna catch them, and it was like 5 minutes, and we got our first
Fish
fish
on.
in the boat, and it just rolled on from there. I mean, we could call our shots.
Yep.
I mean, I know a couple times where I called my shots and you called your shots a couple times, and it was, you know, it was lights out. Man, you can really see where they started to spray. What they do out here is to manage all the grass, all hyacinth stuff. They take these airboats out and they spray it with this herbicide. It's actually, you know, a really good thing. Sometimes us fishermen, we kind of gripe about it, but they're really, you know, the Florida Fish and Wildlife, they really take care of the waterways by managing that grass. And the cool thing is you actually have a window of opportunity to catch these fish.
Yeah.
You know, right when they spray it, those fish aren't gonna leave immediately most of the time. I've caught a lot of fish out of really dead, ugly looking hyacinth and grass.
The reason probably is because people are ignoring it, and then you get in there and you catch them.
And you just have that window of opportunity. When it starts to sink, you know, kind of melts away and starts to sink, that's when you want to move away and start looking for some more green stuff. But don't be afraid to fish, you know, just freshly sprayed grass. There he is.
Hey, dude. Solid. There he is. That was awesome. Gosh.
That's a solid fish.
A mean one. He's trying to run into our shadows. Cool.
Oh, look how fat it is.
Gosh,
that might be a little female.
Think so? Yeah, look at that belly. That's amazing. Whew.
Wow.
Sucker's fat. Cool, man.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Man, that's just a really cool example of an early spawner right there. She's gonna be on the bed.
Look at that stomach, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Fish is fat.
She's beautiful.
That fish right there will grow up to be a monster, man.
A beast.
Yep.
All right, we'll let her go.
Look at that girth. Good job. Bye, baby.
One thing I like to do if I'm fishing dark water with braided line is I like to color it with a permanent marker. That keeps it perfectly invisible to the fish underneath these mats. For more tips, go to sweetwaterfishingtv.com and visit us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Sweetwater is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. And Z-Man.
You know, we knocked it out of the park the first spot. And that's not really, you know, usual for Florida. You know, other lakes outside of Florida, if you go to like Guntersville, for instance, you can find a ledge that produces year after year after year. In Florida, the grass changes constantly, and Florida fishing revolves around the grass. So when you have that grass that dies in certain areas, and then, you know, in other areas it starts growing, that, you know, you have to follow that grass. And we got lucky. The first spot we went to was perfect.
Yep.
But the problem was we were only catching one size class of fish. You know,
yeah, they weren't the
we caught
right
some
ones.
decent ones, but we weren't catching, you know, that 3+ pounders that we were looking for. We were catching everything up to 3 pounds.
And really on Kissimmee or any big lake that's full of grass, just so much cover, the best way to figure it out is to just start running. Just start flying down the lake, running behind the Kissimmee grass, and start looking for those right, you know, ingredients. And we had to have those trash mats. You wanted to see some hyacinth. You wanted the right depth, and then you wanted, you know,
water clarity.
Water clarity. I mean, there's so many little key pieces to the puzzle, and once you get them figured out, you can just fly down the lake and pick out your spots. So we tried a few. You know, we pulled up on an area that I love to fish. This one area out in the middle of Lake CMI. We pulled up and it was like completely different than it was 8 months ago. I mean, amazing.
I had a feeling, you know, I had somebody tell me that particular spot had changed, and when we got there, I mean,
was an understatement.
Everything was gone. I mean, it was just bare bones. It was a skeleton of what it used to be.
No mats, no bogs, just
and
like,
that's exactly what happens in Florida. You know, you think that you're on something, like you got a really good spot, you come back even a month later and it's completely different.
Yep.
So you got to stay on top of it and really just go out there and go fishing. Try a couple of different spots, and then after that, there's no use running. Just got to fish the areas that have them, you know, weed through them. Oh!
Come on, baby.
Come on, come on! Nice. Man, he was way back there.
Yeah, dude.
He looked like a big one.
I know, man. He hit it and swam right at me, too. He's tiny, but.
That was cool. When you set and he went sideways, I was like, oh, that's a giant.
Like, I got my hopes up a little bit on that one.
There he is.
Get him, dude.
There he is.
Oh, good one,
giant,
dude. Giant.
Giant.
All right,
Oh,
I'm
my
letting
gosh.
this one go. Giant, buddy.
Get him, get him, get him, get him.
Oh my gosh.
Don't fumble. Yes.
Yeah, Woo! Oh man. Dude, that is a pig. Look at the size of that fish. Look at that double.
That's what you punch this grass for.
Look at that double.
Oh my gosh, he wasn't coming out.
That's a double right there. Oh my goodness, man.
Oh my gosh, look
How cool
at
is
the
that?
hook, just perfect, right at the top of the mouth. That's that snell knot, man.
Dude, nice fish.
Wow.
Dude, solid.
That's a solid
Stud.
6.5.
Yeah, that's a pig.
Wow.
She's full grown for sure.
Beautiful fish.
What
That's a gorilla. That's a hydrilla gorilla
I'm gonna
right
just
there.
cover this one up and let her go. Pretend like nobody ever saw this fish. Okay, go back and get big. That little one was embarrassed by that girl. Dude, that's. Oh yeah, man.
That out.
Yes.
Dude, that's a fish bone.
That's a pig. That's awesome. That's what we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Stud.
That's a stud muffin right there. A Kissimmee Lake stud muffin.
Good job.
Dude,
That is
it
so
started coming out of that, and I'm like, oh my God, let's try it.
cool. That's great.
The fight was on. As soon as I set the hook, I knew it was a different size class fish.
When you hook one with 10 feet of line out that's that big,
Oh man, it just gave me
it's
chills
like a fist
just now.
fight. And that's what I love about punching and flipping. If you've never done it before, I mean, people that have never done it, I try to tell them, like, it is an absolute fist fight. It can get kind of methodical and boring at times, but when that bite happens and when you get on them, it's addicting. You'll get hooked on it real quick.
And that fish was definitely the one that would get you addicted to this
Yeah.
style fishing, because
All it takes is one like that and you're hooked.
But that was an unbelievable catch, and it was definitely the fish we were looking for all day.
Yep, that was a toad.
This is why we come to Kissimmee.
Absolutely.
Man, this is a beautiful fish. We'll release her so she can live a long, happy life. Get back there, girl. Nice. Cool.
Yeah. Got us a big one. Let's catch another one.
Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Dude. That's a good bass.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Sweetwater is brought to you by Hook, Vicious, Get Vicious, and Power Pole.
Dude, one thing about fishing in Florida is you have to know how to drive a bass boat.
You have to be brave. I mean, there's a lot of situations where you're running through grass.
See you be brave.
You're running through grass, you're running through all kinds of stuff to get to where the fish are. I mean, your boat's an ATV.
Doing some serious creek driving.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And we had that one creek. That's one of my favorite creeks to run in, and it's just a blast because you're just flying around corners, and I mean, you're just G-forces. You almost fell out of the boat once.
Yeah, you tried to launch me.
And I just feel like a NASCAR driver. I mean, what can I say? That's my only time I get to drive a NASCAR.
The little adrenaline rush never hurt anybody.
That's a gator right there. Baby gator.
Oh yeah.
One thing I really love about fishing in Florida, and especially Kissimmee, is it has the world's most tame alligators.
They really don't care that you're there.
I know,
mean,
we're punching those mats and you come around the little corner and you see all the, the pad roots dead up there, and there you
Massive
go. There's a 10, 12 foot
alligators.
gator hanging out on it.
Yeah.
man.
They don't care. They see
No.
all kinds of people, all kinds of boats. They got, in fact, we had airboat tours going right by us when we were fishing.
Yeah.
And, so they're used to people.
That was cool. I
They're used
love getting up, up close and personal. Not too close, but up
I
close
wanted
and
to see
personal.
you wrestle one. You've been talking all this game.
I
and-
should have just jumped him, man. I didn't want to get in trouble with the law, so I would have done it, but it was a legal thing. Yeah, it was a legal thing. I'll leave it at that. Some of the other spots we were looking at, they just didn't really produce. And one thing I've found in Florida, and you know it, if you find a group of fish, go back to it, man.
Don't leave 'em.
Go back to
Don't
them
leave
and
'em.
wear
If
them
they're-
out.
I mean, you can always look for greener grass. I mean, that's Florida fishermen. Grass is always greener somewhere else.
Yep.
I mean, literally. So we ended up going back, and it was on just like in the
just like
morning.
in the start.
And we just loaded the boat.
Yeah, that was cool. And then you caught a pickerel punching too.
That was the biggest pickerel I've ever caught.
I know, I thought I had a
punching
big
mats.
pickerel.
In fact, I think it's the biggest pickerel I've ever caught ever.
That
thing
was
was
amazing.
a beast.
That looked like a Canadian northern pike, man. That
Oh,
was a
man,
monster
that was
in the
a
grass.
muskie.
That was pretty
That
cool.
was a muskie.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was a muskie,
Oh, yeah, don't you know.
Over in Canada, we catch the big muskie, man.
Oh, them big toothy suckers.
Yeah, they eat that turbo cross real good.
Oh, what a beast.
That is crazy. We've caught 2 of the biggest pickerel known to mankind in the last couple weeks in Florida.
His eyeball.
Nice, dude. Good fish.
That was such a fight.
That's funny.
I thought it was a pig.
Oh, I did too. I saw him thrash and I was like, oh man.
Instead, it's a beautiful little slime rocket.
Put him back. That's funny.
God, I thought that was a giant. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. Dude. That's a good bass.
Nice. Oh yeah. In the mat.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
Solid.
Oh, dude, look how stout that fish is. I mean, he's just beautiful.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
All
that's
these fish
healthy.
are just awesome.
Absolutely. I want to catch one.
Got my heart pumping.
That's awesome. Solid fish, dude. Let him go. Awesome,
That's a
man.
stout fish. Bye, buddy.
Sweet.
I love this, man.
That was one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was the perfect way to cap that day. I mean, we were still catching fish up until the very last, ounce of light, and then we had
Crank
that
the music up on your back.
beautiful sound. Yeah, I definitely had the music blaring on that Z8, and then we just rode off into the sunset.
It was a fun run.
It was so cool. It was just the perfect evening.
Couldn't agree more.